Hi, it's Romy. Welcome to my channel. This is the Virgo reading for the month of February 2020. So if you're a Virgo sun, rising or moon, this is a general reading, but it might resonate for you. If it does and you'd like to support my work, you can go ahead and find the extended reading. The link for that is in the description box below. You can also follow me on Facebook or Instagram and check out the services that I offer on my website, which is romywyser.com. I also have a membership group, which is via Patreon. Okay, Virgo, let's see what February has in store. We'll go check out the cards for you now. Okay, Virgo, we're going to open up your reading today with two cards. The first is your guide card for the month of February, and I've pulled you from the Major Arcana, the Lovers card. The second is your gift card for the month of February, and it's the card of illumination. I'm working with the idea of the guide and the gift for personal intuitive readings, your soul journey and journey to love. You can find more information about that on my website, romywyser.com. But as we look how the Lovers card is set to guide you through this month of February, we have to really touch upon the importance of what Mercury is doing in February. The Lovers card, of course, is ruled by Mercury. It's also your planetary ruler. And in the month of February, Mercury is going to be going retrograde, excuse me, in the sign of Pisces, your 7th house of relationships and partnerships. So where we're opening up this month, the question that is being poised is, where do you stand on the issue? Where do you stand on a choice that you have to make that's involving a key personal or professional relationship, a contract, or a coming together to secure a firmer foundation or commitment? Because as we have that shadow period of Mercury retrograde, which is kicking in right from the start of February, you are going to find yourself revisiting and having the opportunity to review and to reset. Now, in this landscape, we have your gift card of illumination coming forward. So your gift is where Spirit are offering you a blessing to help you navigate the energy of this month. And we can see this beautiful expanse of water in the forefront, really linking into the fact that this is an emotional decision that you're making. So even if it is connected to work or business, professional capacity, it still has to come from a heart place. And I think here's where we perhaps bump up against a little bit of contrast energy for you this month, Virgo, because the Lovers card is ruled by Gemini, so it's 3rd house. It wants to move into those everyday kind of decisions. What's on my immediate to-do list? How can I kind of take the time to just get busy and keep busy and not really have to deal with this perhaps elephant in the room? And so what you're going to be finding is that retrograde energy transit is going to illuminate for you the area that you really need to focus on. But I think that perhaps for some of you, you might find that you just feel it's not the right time, or you're not in the right headspace, or maybe you know what you want to do, but you're not ready to quite make that decision. And you know, we have a lot of kind of deep subconscious kind of energy swirling around you, because Venus moves into Aries on the 7th, which is in your 8th house of subconscious. We then have a full moon in Leo on the 9th, which is in your 12th house of ending, bringing in healing and closure. But you know, all of these energies asking you to kind of deep dive, and it's not always the most comfortable energy for which you are ready to come to those really clear-minded choices and decisions. However, what I do see is that the way that you are being guided through this month of February, as we approach that Pisces season, it is going to become increasingly urgent for you from a place of your own expansion and growth to come to a point of acceptance within yourself about where you do stand on this choice, this opportunity to go in one direction or another. Okay? If you are bumping up against a situation where there are numerous parties involved, Virgo, illumination will come. I feel particularly around that full moon in Leo, you are going to get the opportunity to see and receive all the information that you need to make that informed choice. Mercury in Pisces is going to allow you to tap into your heart space and really allow an adjustment to come in so that you can give yourself permission to follow it. I feel that air mutable energy of the Lovers is important to kind of lift some of the heaviness that you might feel. It's a little bit stormy in the card of that illumination. Not because I feel like their storms are rolling in. I think this is more some of the energy that's around you, and you're maybe still in a capacity of clearing. So let's go ahead and see what's in your main card spread this month, Virgo. Okay, yes, we begin the card of Judgment for your reading here, and it is about an opportunity for you to really allow in some deeper healing and have a release. But are you fighting it? Because I feel like there's some kind of resistance about you, even though it may be what you want, even though you know there's a part of you that is ready for it, I still feel that there's this element of you not kind of really fully embracing or allowing the energy to flow. But the card of Judgment brings through quite a powerful force of nature, really, to bring about the shift that's required and allow you to come to that final point of assessment. Okay, so I think it's actually working in tandem with that energy of the Lovers to support you in figuring out what the right way forward is for you. Okay, and actually I honestly feel like once you've made that choice, the relief that you're going to feel is palpable, and then it's all of a sudden like you get to start moving into this year and starting to feel more of a sense of joy and lightness. Because I don't know, I just have a sense that some of you perhaps in that month of January have had to keep your emotions in check, and you know, perhaps there's just been so much going on in your headspace, and even if there have been some emotional wounds that you've been dealing with, you've almost had to kind of close them off or shut them down to be able to process them in a way that was more digestible for you. So Queen of Swords energy coming in, it could be an air sign that you're dealing with, a Gemini, Libra or Aquarius, and maybe this is who is involved in the situation. This is where we need to come to a point of deciding how we move forward. I think that you are keen to have a sense of emotional detachment about the process, but I kind of feel you're not going to be able to really get away with that, because as we move into this very Piscean, deep water energy, you are compelled to have to go to those places that you might have been avoiding in your heart space. But don't worry, because there's this real cleansing, clearing energy that I have coming forward. And actually, you know, the Queen of Swords is extending her hand out with this butterfly here, showing you that actually the opportunity for transformation and for you to really present your truth is going to be the thing that sets you free right now. So if you are, from a business or career perspective, presented with a choice through February, of course you have to do the due diligence. Of course you have to look at what's right on paper. Of course you have to make sure that it aligns with what your bigger picture and the future vision that you have for yourself, to make sure that it honors your sense of worth. But most importantly, does it really light you up? Do you have a sense of lightness when you think about it? And that goes for personal relationships as well. What feels heavy? What feels like a burden in this situation? Because this is what we need to let go of. This is what the illumination is coming in for, and showing you that actually to continue in a particular energy cycle, to continue down the same road, is just not going to allow for your expansion at this moment. And you know, maybe you feel particularly put upon at the moment. Maybe there's just too many different things that you're trying to make changes or figure out solutions for at the moment. And you may feel that sense of pressure a little bit through the month of February. I kind of have a feeling as well that you're maybe not getting as much support as you need at the moment, Virgo. So, you know, some of you could feel quite isolated, and really like there's just people that are kind of playing lip service but not really like backing up you know, what they're offering in terms of any kind of meaningful help. I think that's set to change because there's something that needs to be recognized within yourself. Here's what I think is going on. So there's this rite of passage that we're moving through. There's an emotional cycle that's having to kind of clear out and come to an end. And until you sort of figure out what that means to you and what that looks like, in a way, I feel like you're almost having to purposefully isolate yourself and not kind of accept any outside help. He almost looks quite guarded with all of the wands in front of him here. So there's something about you just saying, I actually just need to figure this out on my own. So even though you're aware that, you know, help coming in or support or illumination would be really welcomed, I think you also understand at a deeper level that there's something that you have to adjust or come to of your own volition, okay? It's like that choice that you make, in order for you to be 100% aligned with it, it really has to unite your heart and your head, you know? And if we too easily open up to the outside counsel or well-meaning advisory input of others, I think you could end up moving down a road and not feeling like 100% on board, and that's not going to serve you. That's not going to serve you or anybody around you. So whatever the choice is, whatever you're being presented with in terms of, you know, the commitment, coming together, moving something forward, the agreement, the contract, you know, even if it's a situation where there's more than one person involved and you're trying to figure out what that looks like, what that means for you, it's almost like a journey that you need to take on your own, that emotional journey first and foremost. So King of Cups coming in at the center of your reading, and to some extent I do feel this is representative of you, because I think that all of those emotions are coursing through you beneath the surface. You're keeping a very cool, calm composure on the outside, but you're deep in assessment at the moment. You're aware that the waters behind you feel a little bit charged up. You know, there are some storm clouds behind you, but actually none of that really matters. And what I mean by that is that you have the capacity to make the decisions and make the choices that can completely alter that landscape. Okay, this isn't what's coming towards you, it's just as a result of the situation that you now find yourself in. So perhaps that eclipse season has really unearthed or made some profound changes in your life, and now you are at a point where you have to decide what comes next for me. If this is a water sign that you're dealing with, perhaps there has been some emotional distance, or there is set to be, with them through this month of February. Remember, sometimes when Mercury goes retrograde, our communication can get a little bit scrambled. And particularly for Virgos, you know, when you like to communicate clearly, when you want things to make sense, when you are in a place where you don't really want it to get messy, that can be a little bit challenging. And so there may be a little bit of a desire from your part to not to want to have that really difficult conversation just yet. But I still think you need to. I think you need to. For your own sake, not for anyone else's, because this is about your liberation. This is about your movement forward. This is about you honoring something within yourself. Letting go, the release, the ending of that cycle. Remember, full moon in Leo in your 12th house is about you allowing the healing to come in, and the focus being very much on the fact that the sun is rising here, not setting. You know, we are beginning a new year. This is the clearing out of the old energy of 2019. So perhaps you are letting go of this water sign. There's already been some emotional distance, a he or a she, or certainly, you know, way that they're coming across. We have a couple of tens going on in your reading, so the completion of a cycle is right upon you in this month of February. And remember that retrograde is going to cast everything back up. So you're going to be deep in contemplation about the past, but it's also giving you a chance to see where you want to make those changes moving forward for yourself. And I actually feel like, again, I've got this sense of like liberation. You know, the butterflies and judgment are coming through. Hierophant is giving you that very clear-minded approach once you have made the decision. And again, the commitment coming through. So I think this is what you're weighing up, Virgo. Where do you want to commit? Where do you want to align your energy? Who do you want to align your energy with? Card of the Hierophant can also represent a Taurus energy. So perhaps there's another earth sign that we're dealing with here. But certainly I feel like you are assessing your own energetic integrity right now. You are deciding the way you want to start implementing what you've learned. I think for some of you, you are seeking learning, you are seeking the wisdom, but you know that it's still coming from within you. The new keys for me really representing the opportunity to open a new door. I think that's so important for you, Virgo. You're ready for that to come in. If you are looking to see what is about to unfold from a professional perspective, what I'm being seen very clearly is that there are options on the table, but they may not look as favourable or feel as right as you would want them to be. I don't want you to worry about this. The reason I don't want you to worry about this is because in this mirror season, right, when we're in Pisces, your polar opposite sign, in this mirror season, to a certain extent, you're getting reflected back to you the qualities that you don't want to recognize, you don't want to see, you don't want to have to deal with. And so as we kind of give ourselves permission to do that, which I think that you will, star energy, there's this beautiful sense of healing coming in, and a new vision is born from it. So if what's on the table does not look or feel good to you, I think that there's a huge change and a huge shift that's about to come in. But something has to change in your mindset or in your attitude or in your perspective. Only you know what that is, but I feel that this illumination is coming, and I think it's something to do with the alignment of your heart and where you feel the lightness, not the heaviness. What you have to set down, what you have to surrender into in order to allow something to be set free. And I think to a certain extent it's something that needs to be set free within you, okay? But it also could be an attachment to the past, an attachment to an expectation or to a situation that you thought was going to turn out in a certain way, and it hasn't. Even though you may feel that something has ended, within that ending, for me, there's actually a powerful kind of renewal energy that's being shown. So is the door closed? I think the door is closed for now until you allow an energy shift to take place within you. And when that does, there is a new cycle being offered that allows you to come in from a heart place rather than a wound place. You know, this is about you being aware of where your energy is coming across from a very different frequency. Card of the World coming in, just talking about a sense of completion to this cycle. I've almost got like a release of the heaviness. This is a time when you get to cast down the burden. What has really been weighing heavy on your mind for the last year, Virgo? What is it that has stopped you feeling like you can fly, like stopped you feeling like that you're free enough to be able to really make those choices and decisions that are coursing through your heart space? That's the change that I see coming in. That beautiful arrival of the star energy could be linked to an Aquarius that we have, but certainly for me, tapping into the 9th house activity, that visionary, beautifully optimistic outlook of what's coming in, what's ahead for you. So this is not about looking back, it's about coming to that point of choice and tapping into that emotional aspect of you to see what it has to show you about where you now stand. If you are looking from a relationship perspective, I think there may be choices to come between more than one person. And if that is the case, again, you have to think very carefully about what feels right for you. Who are you now? Honor how you've changed. Look at the growth. You know, remember that Capricorn, Mars is moving into Capricorn on the 16th. It's in your 5th house. Your 5th house is asking you to transform the way you look at passion and desire and heart. You know, that creative energy that you allow to flow through you. The Lovers, the Queen of Swords, is bringing in a lovely creative stimulation. New thought forms, new ideas are coming in. They're being illuminated powerfully in this month of February. You know, your intuition is going to be very deep. That King of Cups is saying that, you know, he's got the answers within. You just need to take some time out to hear them. Okay, your Oracle card coming through firstly is stretch. So where do we need to stretch beyond our current limitations? Where do we feel overstretched? 10 of Wands. Where do we feel that it's too big a gap, or that we're ready to make that leap? However this is represented to you, what it's reminding you of is that you can't hold yourself in the energy of who you were last week, last month, last year. You are a completely new person, and there's such a change and a shift in the energy. And February is the beginning of the implementation of a new way of doing things. And we have to set something down to create the space for that, so that you have room to stretch, room to grow, room for your soul to expand, and really invite in the things that are ready to start showing up for you. Beautiful things, blessings coming forward. Such a sense of positivity. A new romantic cycle begins, new moon in Libra. So not only is it bringing the balance in, we're talking about a romantic cycle from numerous standpoints. First and foremost, with yourself, okay? The way that you see yourself, the way that you allow yourself to make those heart-led decisions, that your energy speaks from a very different perspective, but also inviting in the opportunity for you to stretch the ideas of what might be possible in terms of a partnership, you know, taking your relationship existing to a whole new level, inviting the possibility of somebody new to step forward and really show you a different way of being. So allowing yourself the opportunity for that choice to be made, making an assessment of that choice, and then communicating it in a new way, I think is going to give you an incredible sense of awareness about yourself and how much you've changed in this month of February, Virgo. I think of all the signs, this is going to be a really kind of contrasting set of energies for you, you know. But actually, the way that I see you handling it, if you are open, your heart is open, your mind is open, I think you're going to come out of this month feeling really victorious in the way that you have allowed something to transform in your life. And it's going to start to bring in things that I think you've been wanting for a long time. You know, there's this sense of like something being held back is what I pick up, like a kind of almost like a universal divine timing, that it's not quite been the right time. And there's almost been a sense of you feeling it and thinking, I know I can feel the energy of this, I don't understand why it's not shown up yet. And so clearing out this month of February, I think that's where you're going to start to see the fruition of this coming in. And I feel that your alliance and your alignment with the right people, the right situations, are going to start to prove to you from a physical manifestation perspective, but also how people are responding to you because of the shift in your energy, okay? All right, Virgo, thank you so much. If you would like to follow me and connect further with the extended reading, we are going to go ahead and pull some clarifying cards. So the extended reading will be about another 20 minutes or so. We will go a little bit deeper into these messages to see what else comes up. And it's a way for you to support my channel and the work that I do. So we'll go ahead and pull out some clarifiers for this. So the card of Judgment, bringing up the Queen of Wands, okay. Fire sign energy coming through here. Okay, Five of Swords. So maybe there's some stress, some setback, some disappointment, possibly connected to this fire sign. We'll explore that in a little bit more detail. Okay, we have King of Cups again over this Queen of Swords. So if this is you or someone else, Virgo, it certainly feels this quiet contemplation is very necessary through this month of February. I don't think you need to rush the decision, but I do think you need to make the decision. That's what I'm going to say to you in February, whatever that looks like for you. Eight of Cups with the Ten of Wands. Okay, I think this is really about you wanting to move away from what feels heavy, ready to move away, ready to let go. But perhaps you're feeling like someone has walked out on you or turned away from you. Three of Pentacles though coming in, opportunity for redirecting your focus elsewhere or the creation of a new foundation. Six of Wands, okay, we'll look at that in more detail. Six of Swords coming in with a Knight of Wands. There's a lot of travel showing up in your reading here. Travel over water, Virgo. So either you will be making trips through this month of February or certainly planning. Four of Pentacles coming in. Investments are being talked about. King of Cups is bringing in the Knight of Cups. Okay. So I feel this is a different energy. So I think where we're talking about choice here, this is either someone incoming for you or someone else who's into the situation. Could also be an offer of work coming forward. King of Wands. Okay, we'll explore that dynamic in the extended. Eight of Pentacles coming through with the Ten of Swords there. And the Hierophant showing up again. So is this Taurus energy important? Five of Cups here. Ten of Wands again. You're so ready for some lightness, Virgo. Three of Wands there. Love that visionary aspect that's coming through with the star and the three. Ace of Pentacles, there we go. Beautiful burst of new energy coming in to support you to be able to clear out what you need to. The World is coming in with a Seven of Pentacles. Really get that sense of you're going to reap what you sow with that, you know, to the positive, starting to get some karmic justice and blessings coming through. Remember I talked about whatever it is that's been held back. Nine of Swords, it's bringing some anxious energy up though. Why is that? Four of Wands and Nine of Wands wanted to come through there as well. Okay, let's just pull a couple more. For stretch, we have the Hermit, which is your card, Virgo. And the Page of Cups coming through with that new romantic cycle. Wonderful. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in. I look forward to connecting with you next month. If you'd like to join me, we'll go ahead and continue this conversation with the extended. Take care, Virgo.